Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSU81 and today I'm very excited to be doing a review not for this Superman but this Superman Steel from the Return of Superman. Yes, this is one of my most anticipated figures, at least for this year, because I'm really want this full of metal steel Superman. So let's take a quick look of the box and we can see they actually chosen a very nice pictures of steel right over here. As you can see over here, I actually got him off from Army store itself, the physical store in Japan. And at this side of the box you can see the very cool museum pose of this Superman steel, and this side of the box you can see the very cool looking steel again. And the back of the box is always my favorite part of the box because you can see all the cool poses as well as all the accessories and heads that it comes with. And before I open him up, you can actually see that this box is very well packaged by the Army. Just for them to display in their store, they actually took extra care to package it nicely for us as a consumer. Yes, Japan is a great place, especially for toy collectors like us. So without further ado, let's open him up. Okay, so this is still right out of the box. My goodness, wow, he's just gorgeous. The moment I took him out, I just feel like this is a masterpiece right away. Yeah, very nice looking. And let's get all this plastic off it so we can have a nicer view. This time around they actually put quite a number of plastic all over. Yeah, you can see there's two on the legs already, one at the lower torso, another one at the mid torso, and another one hidden right around his neck, as you can see. Yeah, I think that it really takes a lot of precautions just to put all this plastic so that the paint wouldn't actually go into the figure. I think this is quite hard to take it out. Maybe I need to take off the head first. Yeah, I think I better take out the heads. And with all the plastic out of the way, let's enjoy this figure. Wow, when you look at that, when the light just reflected off the body, it looks so beautiful. I mean, it just feels like it's made out of die-cast material, but of course it is not. And I think some of you guys actually say he's being too blue, but I think that this is just about right, because as you can see in all these pictures, it looks exactly like how he is in the comic. It just perfectly blend kind of blue, and it does have the Iceman kind of blue, yeah, which I kind of fond of. Yeah, but this one looks really beautiful. Just look at the big ass Spider-Man symbol. This is what I love most out of everything. It just looks so nice, my goodness. And yeah, this belt is a separate piece, as you can see, and everything. And then there's a kind of like a cables here moving onto his boots. Looks awesome. And he does have this something like a gauntlet. I think it's his weapon, if I'm not mistaken. There are two holes here as well, but I don't think there's any effects parts for it. Yeah, looking very cool. And the shoulder, again, this is kind of loose for mine. I think it's the same for everyone else. And yeah, again, be very careful about it. It seems fragile. And at the back, again, I kind of hope that they actually make this Spider-Man symbol as big as the one on the chest, so it looks more cooler. And you can see they actually folded the cape because it's just too big, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, as well as this side. Yeah, the material itself is again very nice, but I think that is the same one is being used for the Cyborg Superman. We'll do some comparison later if I remember. Okay, yeah, and he does have this kind of things as well, same for the Cyborg Superman again, just to make it seems like it's floating. Let's take a look at his face. Very nice. You can clearly see the eyes, the mouth. Very awesome. I just like all these details on the head. Very nice. Wow. So in overall, this guy just looks perfect, just like how I imagine it would be. Yeah, they totally nailed it. And next we'll proceed with the articulations. I'll start with the head as always. I believe he can look to the right, looks to the left, looking up. Yep, pretty good. Looking down, yes, even better. He does have a separate neck on his own, so he can move pretty freely. So for his arm, we got to be very careful because of this piece here. Of course, I believe he can do a 360-degree turn, but you got to be very careful with this piece again. Yep, so you can turn it like this. There is a butterfly joint as well. As you can see, there's an arm swivels. So let's see how well he can actually push his arm outwards. Yes, more than 90 degrees. And a double joint elbow. You can swivel his hand around going up and down. 2 points of articulations, so you can turn his waist and also move his torso around, but be very careful not to scrape off any paint. Let's see how well this steel can bend forward. Wow, pretty much, surprisingly. And bending backwards, not very much. Any pull down mechanism for the legs? Not for this Superman. Kick forward, again, not much. And kicking backwards, not much as well. There is no cuts on the tights for the swivels, but you can still do some inner swivels. A double joint knee. Can he turn around the boots? Nope. You can swivel his foot around going up and down, and there is a toe hinge as well. So let's see how well this Superman can do a split. Not much. And as for his cape, as usual, there are bendy wires all around the cape, at the bottoms and all the way up again. And this time around, yup, I think they have used a pretty strong bendy wire which can actually hold up most of the posts that you want it to. So the articulations for this steel is pretty good, except that for the lower part of the body seems to be pretty stiff, but I wouldn't recommend you to do so much of the extreme poses, because he might just scrape off the beautiful paints from these figures. And next we'll move on to the accessory. As always, I'll start with the hands. So he just comes with a pair of closed fist hands that's already on the figure, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of open palms hands, a pair of grabbing hands, and lastly another pair of grabbing hands for him to hold on to his weapons. And of course, he just comes with a sledgehammer for his weapon, and it is not this short. Actually have an extender for it to become longer. Let's take a look at it now. Yes, so this is how long it's supposed to be. It's even taller than the figure itself. And 2 blasting effects for his foot. And lastly, 2 more interchangeable heads, one with the grinning teeth and another one with the screaming mouth. And of course, it just comes with a very standard Mafex stance as well. And I forgot to mention this for my review for the Nightwing. They both comes with these certificates of genuine products from Medicom Toys, which is the company for Mafex. As you can see, the accessory is pretty limited for this Superman. I do hope that they actually give maybe some effects part for you to attach to this sledgehammer when he's attacking something like a lightning or something. I'm not sure, but it just seems to be quite limited. And right up next, I'm going to show you how to put on some of the accessories onto this figure. I'll start with the hands as always. So basically, you just need to pull it out like this and just slot in the hand that you want to, as simple as this. And as for the blasting effects for the leg, you can see there are 2 joints, one which is bigger and one is smaller. So for the bigger holes and smaller holes, so you just need to attach it like this, and this is how it looks like. Wow, pretty good. To attach the sledgehammer to the hands, basically you just need to slide it through. Very easy. Now this is how he looks like. Wow. And to interchange the head, basically you just need to pull it out like this and just pop in the head that you want, and voila, it just looks pretty awesome here. And the same goes for my favorite head. Oh my goodness. I hope you hit the likes button if you enjoy this review. Now for the size comparison, I'd like to start off with some SH Figuarts. So I do have the latest Black Adam, which is, wow, I think comparable to him. as well as this Dragon Ball Trunks, which is considered quite big for the Dragon Ball lines, but he still seems small as compared to this big guy. And let's try with some Marvel Legends. I have this Adam Warlock, which is not bad as compared to him, and also this big guy Drax the Destroyer. And right up next, I'm going to compare with all the Superman that I have. Of course, it's all from Mafex. So I start with the Hush Superman that we've seen just now, as well as the Dark Knight Returns Superman. And next I'll have both of the Henry Cavill Superman, which is smaller than him. And next we have this Returns of Superman, yep, from the same series, as well as the Cyborg Superman. Wow, they just looks great together. And lastly, I do have this Kingdom Come Superman from a third-party company that makes him. Of course, it's not from Mafex. Actually, I do have another Superman, but I have not opened it up yet, so it's going to be a surprise. So next, I'm going to talk about the scale for this Superman steel, and I'm very glad that they actually makes him taller than the rest, especially when you compare to these two Returns of Superman series. They actually use a different mold altogether. You can see each of their heights is different, so I'm very glad that Mafex didn't just do the shortcut thing and just make them all the same height. Yeah, so this is a very good scale for this Superman steel. And next, as for the pricing for this guy, is around 8,640 yen. If I'm not wrong, it's the same as Nightwing. So of course, I do think that this steel is actually of a better worthwhile as compared to the Nightwing, because he does have a very good finishing, but still the price could be a little bit cheaper if possible, to make this guy something that everyone can afford to buy. Okay, so my final verdict for this steel Superman based on the star rating so far is going to be a 8.5 out of 10. Yes, I do think that this figure looks great in terms of the overall look, but when it comes to the articulation as well as the accessory, it does seems to be a bit lacking, but very fast is being compensated by the good height of this guy. Yes, the price seems to be slightly on the steep side, but I would say this figure is totally worth it. So as you might have guessed it, yes, I totally recommend you to get this Superman. Even if you are not a fan of Superman, you want something different on your shelf, this guy will totally bring all the attentions to him when you display him in your collections. And once again, I do hope that you enjoy my review, and I certainly hope that it helps you to decide if you should get this guy, and I'll catch you again in my next video. Do watch these videos right over here.